Hypocrisy.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to Law-Splaining the Interwebs. I'm your host, Nick Rekieta of Rekieta Law, a small law firm in central Minnesota. How are you? How are you? Yes, I am late. You'll get used to it. You'll get used to it. I was right about to start on time, and I realized I had to go to the bathroom. It was a crucial pre-stream mistake where I had not gone to the bathroom prior to the show. So I had to go up and do that. And then I remembered that a friend left a bottle of a very nice scotch over here. This Talisker 10-year. This show is brought to you by a love of smoky, peaty scotches. So that's what we've got today. I was like, ooh, I'm going to bring that down with me. So we've got that. Look, guys, I don't know. I don't know how long the show will go tonight. I do know one thing. I really want to do Twitch tonight, but I can't. Can't do Twitch tonight because I need to be up in the morning and I got to drive some people to the airport. So, yeah. So I gotta do that. I don't have an option. Need to do that. So that being said, no Twitch tonight, but I've been given some more things to try for Necromunda. So far, most of the easy ones, like switching off VSync and motion blur, don't work. Turning the settings all the way down, doesn't work. Dropping the resolution, doesn't work. Something about it hates OBS. That being said, someone gave me a completely different option. And I still have not, I just haven't had time to try a different streaming software. I've got the NVIDIA streaming software to try. I've got something else to try as well, but I can't remember what. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We've got some different options to try. They'll take a little more work. Play it on Xbox. That's a good idea. I just hate playing things with the controller. But yeah, I'm not going to live troubleshoot it anymore. It's too infuriating, and most of the suggestions have been tried. And it's something deeper. We have to go deeper for that. So that being said, I've got, like I said, I'll try some other streaming services. I'll even try standard OBS. I just have to set up some profiles, or set up the scene on standard OBS. We'll give it a shot. Don't know what it is. Doesn't really matter. That being said, if I can't get it working soon, I'm just going to play Dragon's Dogma. That'll be there. Okay. Okay. Guys, I did some springtime summering today. Which was great. So I did not put out any videos because I was with people for most of my waking day. Went and had some ribs that a friend made. Had some ribs in good company. A couple of you guys, a couple audience members who've been longtime followers of the show, who also I have spent a decent amount of time with in real life at various events, going all the way back to like Knoxville. The Knoxville knockout kerfuffle. I think that makes it a third K. Whatever that was with Tonka Saw. We've got, spent time in Atlanta, spent time in Knoxville again, actually. So several different times I've gotten to hang out with them. They've been out here this week. And so been wonderful to get to visit with them and it's been a really fun time. Dank Plank, you're fighting in Knoxville on Friday? Get him! Get that KO. So, did I wax my nose for the stream? No, that's its own natural luster. So yeah, I had spent some time with them, ate some ribs. Then I was on Viva and Barnes. That was a great stream. Lots of fun. I like Viva. I like Robert Barnes. I think their dynamic together is really good. They clearly have a great show that people like to watch. And I got to spend some time over there talking about less futa over there and more other stuff. But it was great. Really, really fun hanging out with them. And then we've got then I got off the show and told my kids to get ready for bed, and I went for a run because it's springtime. And there's literally one good thing about Minnesota. I figured it out. It's also the bad thing about Minnesota in the winter, but in the summer, your nights, your days, the sun goes down at 9:30 p.m. Which means you can go out and run on the road. You can run on the road because around here there aren't sidewalks. You run on the road without dying, without getting hit by a car because there's still light. And so went running for I'm getting back into it. I'm so out of shape, but I did complete 2 miles without and then I, by that time I was almost 2 miles away from my house. My total distance was 3.75 miles, but I did 2 miles without stopping and then alternated walking and running quarter mile. So it's been a long time since that marathon, man. It's been a long time. It's like 2 miles feels like an achievement. And then at the same time, I was like, man, a couple years ago, 5 years ago now, you ran 26 miles. And it's like, oh, Christ, that was a long time ago and a whole different level of fitness. So anyway, trying to get back down. I'm not running a marathon or anything like that anytime soon. But I do want to get, my goal is to get down to a 20-minute 5K, which is, then we'll see what happens after that. But would you be interested in doing a Tough Mudder with me? Dude, the days of me doing that stuff is like over. I can't. The heat allergy gets to me. So, but anyway, it was so nice. And then I, of course, had time to take a shower. It was great. But, so that being said, I had some springtime today. That was wonderful. I do want to make mention, I better pull it up here. The super chats or the justice chats are actually functioning. However, it's a new site. It is Ricada Media, streamlabs.com/Ricada Media. And I believe it's still operational. Yep. So it's there. That is functional. It will pop up in the corner under Justice Chat. And then yeah. So that's there. And I can follow them. So that's what happened to 1,000 like drink on Viva and Barnes? I was planning on taking a run, so I didn't do that. It's kind of serious. So what happened to the original? Well, let's just say there's allegedly some violation. I still don't know exactly what it was. They have not told me, but allegedly there was a violation, and so it got no-no'd. Just the donation part, though. All my other stuff is fine, which is great. So, yeah. let's just say speech is not entirely free in this country. It comes at the cost of your income. So that's how that went. But that being said, let's start with some of these things. I do want to talk about, I have a couple topics that are, I don't know, mildly interesting. And there may be some others. I've got to secretly or surreptitiously check and see what's going on. Donald Trump and Rudy Giuliani have actually finally responded to the lawsuit that blamed them for January 6th. Very interesting lawsuit going on there. I will probably cover them. I don't know if I want to go through 23 pages of Trump's lawyers saying he's not responsible for it, but that is going on. That is pretty interesting. The Triller lawsuit with H3H3 is going to be a long time coming. We've got they have all waived service, which means that their answer is due on July 26th. So we won't see anything coming out of Gila and Ethan Klein in response to Triller Fight Club until July 26th or sometime around there. So that case is basically on hold. I still check Melinda Scott pretty much every day, and that nothing has happened since her last filing in March. And then Russell Greer, I believe, is in the same spot, waiting on the judge in that case as well. So these are the cases we're waiting for. And the last one there was May 19th. So we've got some stuff to happen. Veritas versus New York Times has actually got some action. The New York Times has moved for a stay on the discovery, a stay of discovery pending their appeal of the anti-SLAPP ruling. That would be an extraordinary remedy. I do not think they should be entitled to it because I am a jerk and I want to see them suffer. That being said, we'll see what happens there. I think Viva did a short video on it today. I was probably going to do a video on it tomorrow if I have time. We'll see. Ralph asks if I've covered the 300-plus employees lawsuit against the hospital they work for requiring vaccine or getting terminated. Ty and I talked about it last night. I haven't covered the lawsuit specifically. Let me just summarize, though. I do not like their chances. Just at the outset, they're in an at-will state, and their employer has given them a prerequisite to employment, and they're also nurses in a hospital, and that prerequisite is a vaccine. I think that they're going to have a big hurdle getting over that requirement. So, and as for Fauci's emails, I have seen that they were released. I have not really dug into the contents of them. I'm curious what we can even say about it on YouTube. I really am curious what we can even say because anything involving LeCouf and especially le experts on LeCouf is highly, highly policed. So who knows what we can even cover there, but I'll be seeing about covering them as I have time. Wolvenar says Odyssey exclusives, maybe. I don't know. I gotta find the time to even look through this stuff. But all right, let's start with these chats. We got a couple pre-stream chats here. The Dragon's Treasure says, "What better way to get over Hump Day with some high quality loose leaf tea? Use coupon code AUTIST, inspired by every one of you, to get 10% off all your anime-themed tea needs at the Dragon's Treasure, and I'm definitely not giving Nick any money." So there you go. There you go. Internet Explorer says, "Greetings, Nicholas. Have you heard that the individual that inspired many with his stories, morals, and lessons has passed away recently? R.I.P. Jesus Christ." Recent is relative, but I'm with it. I did hear about that. I did not talk about the Blues Clues Drag Queen Parade Pride segment or Lego's new Pride Rainbow set. No, I haven't seen the Lego thing. I've only seen about the Blues Clues, but I haven't seen it. Maybe we should watch it on stream. That'd be good. Uy99 says, just rewatched most of your Viva Barn stream, and I loved hearing about your background and law stories again. Great stream. By the way, do you still have plans to get the Rageaholic Razor Fist on your stream again? I love that guy. Happy Hetero Pride Month. Razor Fist is welcome on my show at literally any time. I love talking to him. I love his takes. I think he's a really, really interesting, sharp, and sharp-tongued guy, which all of that stuff makes for a great guest and a great segment. So plans to get him on. I haven't recently invited him on because, you know, I'm always hesitant to invite people because it's such a thing to go on someone's show for a couple hours. You're not going to get any income out of it. You're very busy. And so like doing it, I like to do it when I have time to go on other people's shows. I really do. But I always feel, you know, like asking other people to come on my show is not something I tend to do a lot of because I know what a commitment it is, especially late at night. So, but yeah. So I would love to have him back on. I'll see if I can reach out to him soon. We'll find something to talk about. Absolutely. And then let me do this one. And I think there was a chat from Felipe Move in there too. Yes. Felipe says, "Hey, Mr. Ricada, how are you? Can you please share with us the model of your camera? I want to know what not to buy. Careful with the knees with those runs. You're not getting younger. By the way, fresh air and sun are not good for your health." Yes. Both of my knees have had surgery on them. And neither of those surgeries were the result of actual exercise. They're both the result of mundane activities, which is great. But no, I know the impacts can be bad, but you know, I don't really mind. Where am I going here? Where am I going? What are we doing here? Let's see. But thank you. Yes, the model of my camera is a Sony Alpha 7R4. And the lens is a 24mm f-stop 1.4 Sony prime lens. Look, you can do all sorts of different stuff with it. I have, you know, so don't take my boomerang of the lens and camera as a discredit to the model. It's all me. It's all user error. But that's how I roll. Nivok.org says, "You might get a chuckle out of Twitter getting uppity about the Fauci emails that were released with redactions. Assload of emails between 420 and 620. What are they uppity about? That I'm not understanding. What's their freaking problem or whatever? Like who on Twitter is Twitter mad or are people on Twitter mad? Towers Comics. Yeah, I've taken lots of good photos, actually. It's great. Okay. Here we go. Nivok.org. Oh, wait. Yeah, that's where we left off. And Wick Dipper says, "I forgive lateness once because you weren't with Viva." That's right. I was actually able to be 5 minutes early with Viva. So that was cool. And then he didn't even have me on at the beginning of the show. So everybody thought I was late anyway. You do miss seeing my background, Dave? Well, someday I'll change the aperture or whatever and give you the full background. Okay. That being said, let's get into these. Towers Comics says, "Happy Pride Month, Nick. You are an inspiration to the whole community." Oh, I love it. I love coming onto YouTube and being just thrashed and abused. It's a beautiful thing. It's a symbiotic relationship that I have with you guys. where you guys make me feel horrible about myself. And that's okay. So thank you. I'm happy to be an inspiration to the community. Axelion says, I watched Society and I think it changed my life. Dude, one of the greats. A great movie. A great movie. I strongly recommend it to anybody. It is pure 80s. It is awesome. I love every second of it. Why do I have Legal Eagles background? The difference is mine are not law books and are not fake. They're really they're real Warhammer books. And I've got some new ones coming. I'm very excited. Gazgul Thraka, The Prophet of the Wa. And then there's another one. They snuck one out on me. And I had to eBay it. Made me really sad. But yes, Society. Great movie. I strongly recommend everyone watch it. It's still on Amazon Prime, I believe. So awesome. Bad Vibe says, hey, Boomer, how about Katie Hobbs, Arizona Secretary of State, saying she is running for governor in Arizona? Yeah, she's making a play. We're going to talk a little bit about Katie Hobbs, probably. I saw a story with her that I wanted to pull up. And then Ace of Spades says, hey, Nikki, if you watch the... oh, wait. Sorry. Worst thing in the world is having to burp when you're doing an impression. All right, let's go back to that. Hey, Nikki, if you watch the Halo 3 ODST trailer and compare it to the Russian Army ad, I'll drop a big super chat. Think about it, a quick video for a lot of money. Don't be autistic, Nikki. We could probably look at it in a little bit. I didn't want to do it with Ty on the show because it's really tough. Someone has done something very thoughtful, and I'll fluff them for a second on the show. They have sent me a potential way to use an OBS style an OBS powered interview setup that would allow me to share video with them. And I need to do it, but I need I wish I could express how little time I have at my computer that is not spent doing this already. So I need to just do that. So I didn't want to bring it up on the show with Ty because it would have been a disaster, and I haven't implemented that setup yet. FM, no, it's not a green screen. No. It's real. It's more legitimate than Palestine. Oh my. So there. So there was that. Okay. Okay, what do we got first? Let's open with some fireworks, okay? Are you guys ready? Do you have your bricks ready to build the wall that is necessary for this? We do need a wall. It's something that needs to occur. Here we go. We'll fan that way. And that way just... This is from the post-millennial. BLM activist steps down from school board after allegations he molested up to 62 children. Wow. Just the 62 though. What is this? I gotta... Oh my gosh. Okay. Like, look, I mean, why stop at one, right? when you could do 62 molestations. And here we go. So Denver School Board Director at Large Tay Anderson, a fervent Black Lives Matter activist, is accused of molesting over 60 undocumented students, using the residency status of the children to target kids as young as 14 years old. They've got Big Chungus here as the quote, but here's Tay Anderson. I'd love to see where Black Lives Matter as an organization called on folks to riot and burn down cities. Oh, well, I don't think you'll have to look very far, Tay Anderson, to see where that is. I mean, I think you can find it. I'd also love to know about the mythical organization of Antifa. Last time I checked, that organization doesn't exist. Is this a parody account? Is that a parody account? Okay, so legislative testimony. A parent delivered legislative testimony last Tuesday claiming there's an unidentified sexual predator within the school system who has targeted students. Brooks Fleming told the committee that 62 individuals had sought help handling the unnamed perpetrator. The abusive experiences range from unwanted touching to violent acts of rape, the woman said. 61 of the victims lacked documentation or were recipients of the Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals program, with the youngest child just 14 years old. Mary Catherine Brooks Fleming, a parent of 3 Denver public school students, spoke to the State House Judiciary Committee during public testimony in support of legislation that would make it easier for victims to sue institutions who employ child sex abusers. Those who came to my home didn't have health insurance, couldn't afford emergency rooms, and even if they could, they wanted to avoid mandatory reporters for fear that such an interaction could jeopardize their family. Brooks Fleming said in the legislative testimony, "It is horrifying to realize that someone had preyed on these children, knowing their silence was guaranteed." And this is an unsung problem with illegal immigration. Right? Like in a wonderful world, of not reality, you can have no immigration restrictions and people can come and go into your country and not get benefits and also not rape and murder people and all that stuff. That's a wonderful thing to have as we'll call it the lulbertarian fantasy, right? As many people call me a lulbertarian, not realizing, I guess, well, maybe they do realize. It doesn't matter. It doesn't bother me. But there's an ideal, a libertarian ideal of these things, and then you take the practicality of reality and work towards the ideal, knowing you'll probably never get there. That's okay. It's okay to never achieve an ideal. You can still base your decisions on that ideal. So, for example, one ideal would be not an elimination of borders, but an elimination of immigration status outside of very rare specific times. And then you just don't give people the benefits of citizenship to your country. We got rid of that a long time ago. The U.S. is like, oh, you don't need to be a citizen. Here's your social welfare. Here's your access to the courts. Here's all the stuff you want. Not only do you not need to be a citizen, you can be specifically here illegally. And then we'll still give that all to you. You just don't have to tell anybody. That's weird. That's outside of what is acceptable. But also, we don't live in a world where an open borders reality is something that can be realized. It's not possible right now. There's too much mess and there's too much shit going on to allow for that sort of thing. So we have to navigate between the positions, and we have to make reasonable things. But one of the big problems with this type of stuff, with the undocumented status, with illegal immigration, is that illegal immigrants, while they technically have access to the justice system, fear accessing the justice system because it may jeopardize their illegal status and get them deported. So some predators know about this, and they say, wait, I can violate their rights. I can violate their persons with impunity because they can't tell the police. If they can't tell the police because they'll be deported, then I can violate their rights. So the left situation, or the left solution to this, is to just eliminate the illegal status. Like that is clearly and obviously the goal. Eliminate illegal status from the immigration system, which is nonsensical. There are real legitimate reasons to have illegal immigrant status. All right. There are legitimate reasons to protect borders. The question is, how do we solve this? How do we stop this problem from happening? I think it starts with two walls. One between here and Mexico, and two, the wall that you line people up on who do this to kids. Skull Leader, but they didn't rat him out. I mean, they ratted him out to a person who then reported it to a legislative committee. Person's not a cop. There's no police investigation into this person from their report. As long as that person happened to pass on the allegations. And they still have to do it, and they may not be willing to testify against him. He may not get convicted of anything. That's the problem with all this. You know, if you just enforce immigration law and don't allow people in who don't belong here and remove people who overstay, and it's not a human rights violation to send someone back who has overstayed a visa. It's not. It's amazing that it is not a human rights violation to just send someone back home when they have overstayed their permission to be in the country. In some countries, you go to their prisons and then you get shot. All right, here we go. Brooks Fleming has volunteered at Blue Bench, a nonprofit organization that aids sexual assault victims. Anderson, an elected Democrat on the Education Board, has been under investigation by the school district for another sexual assault allegation, an anonymous complaint published by Black Lives Matter 5280. Let's see. In late February, a woman came forward to BLM 5280 alleging that Director Tay Anderson is the perpetrator of her sexual assault. At the request of the alleged survivor, we are publicly sharing this information in hopes of ensuring her and all of our safety and well-being. We trust that our supporters and community partners, as well as Director Anderson's supporters and community partners, will be mindful of the struggle in outing oneself as a survivor of sexual assault, particularly when bringing allegations forth against a person in a position of power and influence. As such, the alleged survivor has requested to remain anonymous at this time. Please respect her boundaries. At present, the alleged survivor's only requests of Director Anderson are that he issue a public apology and seek help from a licensed professional with relevant expertise. Holy fuck, when the mission is more important. When the mission is more important than your sanctity of person. That is fucking insane to me. I wonder if that was actually her request or if that was the pressured request. Look. Whoa, hold on. Not that I would ever suggest that BLM would pressure someone into not damaging the mission or the movement. Never would I suggest that this happens. I mean, if you replace Black Lives Matter with Mormonism, with Scientology, with any, even with Catholicism, with any other label than Black Lives Matter, everybody on earth would go, they were pressured by the cult. They were pressured by the cult because they fear the repercussions of the cult. Staying anonymous, requesting no punishment. Every other organization would be lambasted for this. Not BLM. The alleged victims' requests are in alignment with restorative justice, one of our guiding values as a chapter. Bear in mind that although these allegations have not gone through a formal legal process, BLM 5280 is fiercely committed to protecting, uplifting, and believing black women, decidedly as it relates to sexual violence. When we say we protect black women, this must entail calling in those who have allegedly caused harm, including elected officials. Until Director Anderson has accounted for himself in these ways, he will not be welcome to share space with the BLM 5280 physically or on any of our platforms. So if you guys don't know what restorative justice is the idea of a justice system that does not involve punitive measures. And I think there's plenty of room in our justice system for the restorative justice ideals. I think there's plenty of room to say that someone who stole something, rather than go to prison, for example, they could pay restitution. They could find some way to, do something to pay back the loss. I mean, if they're able to, that's an option. That's a restorative justice, and that prison doesn't necessarily make sense. If you've got a non-violent crime, restorative justice. Drugs, even some DUI stuff. DUIs that don't involve accidents or fatalities are targets for things like restorative justice. Go to rehab, get sober, get clean, take some lessons. Don't do this again. There are possibilities out there. Rape is where I draw the line on restorative justice. Like, I definitely don't go, well, I mean, he can be taught not to rape her again. Oh God. I do not have sympathy for the rapist. I don't need to know the nuance of the rape. I don't need any of that. I'm just BLT 62 kids, but at the time they were writing this, it was one allegation. The other 61 allegations came later. Yeah. Rape, murder, violent assaults, those things are not on my list of restorative justice topics. Nope. Just a wall. Puggernaut says, Trump's stay in Mexico overturned and 11 million potential Democrat voters about to come online, but at least we don't have to deal with mean tweets anymore. Ken's counseling couch. I get it. I also don't care. I think invading someone's space that way is not something that can be restorative to the victim. And I don't see how that is useful. I do think some punitive measures are in place when you violate the sanctity of someone's person. Would you think kneeling on someone is a restorative crime? No, again, assaultive behavior I'm not a big fan of in general. Here we go. Denver Public School Board hired outside firm Investigation Law Group. On May 18th, the school board said the firm was conducting final interviews and was expected to produce its report within the next 30 days. Man, it would be fun. It would be fun to have a legal group that did the investigations into this stuff and into these disgusting people. That'd be great. However, Brooks Fleming's testimony came after that announcement was made, and the district said Friday the investigation remains open. In an email statement sent to the Denver Post on Friday night, the Denver Public Schools Board of Education wrote, "The board was made aware of testimony at the Colorado Capitol this week and was later informed that the accusations were against Director Tay Anderson. Denver police are also aware," the email said. "Anderson has since called the accusations unsubstantiated false allegations. Believe all women, Tay Anderson. Every one of them. Live by the cuckery, die by the cuckery." I got no sympathy for commies. I got no sympathy for commies. Fuck you. Fuck you. You support all this. That's why I got no sympathy for Al Sharpton. Not Al Sharpton. What the fuck was his name? The comedian, the funny man senator from Minnesota. I can't remember his name. I dislike that guy so much. But I don't think he did it. Al Franken. Thank you. I don't think he did it. But I got no sympathy for Al Franken. Credit to him, he stepped down on his principles. Give him some credit there. But hey, you advocate false accusations, having power without evidence, without review, without a presumption of innocence, without process. Got no sympathy when it comes for you. Keith Ellison, got no sympathy when it comes for you. Oh, and yes, he did absolutely. OP Dog is right. Al Franken absolutely stole his senatorship. Absolutely stole it. And what he did is similar to what the left was accusing Trump of doing. They had no problem with Al Franken doing it. They had no problem with it. But yeah, I got no sympathy for them. He announced via Sunday press release that he will be stepping back from everyday board functions until the independent investigation is completed, but is confident the ongoing probe will prove Anderson's innocence. I'm guessing statements of racism are coming about the investigators, of course, because of course they're racism. Kyle Castorena says Al Franken had photos of his axe, yet you don't think he did it. I don't think there was any malice in the acts of Al Franken, and I genuinely don't think that Al did anything particular. The photos actually don't have him touching the people who he allegedly touched. So, West Coast says new sub from Viva and Barnes. Hey, welcome to it. Oh, I gotta add the justice chats over here. I forgot I hadn't set them all up over here. So give me 1 second. Let me add that alert box over here. There we go. Says, do you drink on all your live streams? A lot of them. I enjoy my time at night having a couple glasses of whiskey. It's good times. Hopefully that jives with your tastes. All right. I look forward to returning in the coming months to continue the fight for Denver students. Well, he's fighting for some Denver students, all right, it sounds like. Disgusting. Anderson added that he will refrain from comment until then. When political adversaries in Anderson's local district declared the Black Lives Matter commits Marxist terrorism, he said that Denver schools believe that Black Lives Matter and he will be cement the ideology in policy. Here he goes. He says, when folks make comments like Black Lives Matter is a Marxist and terrorist organization, simply turn on your camera so they can say it to your face. Denver Public Schools is a school district that believes that Black Lives Matter now will be cementing this in policy. Hey, Tay Anderson, turn on your camera. Not only will I say it to your face, but I have some other things to say, you disgusting pedophile. A white parent at the March school board meeting denounced Black Lives Matter, prompting Anderson to label the opposition bigotry. In the public comment session, Denver Public Schools believes Black Lives Matter, he repeated. What about those little Mexican lives? You disgusting motherfucker. Like, what about it? I got no sympathy for commies. My response to the bigotry that took place in our school board meeting today from a parent in our public comment section. Denver Public Schools believes Black Lives Matter. Wear the mask. Okay. Oh, okay. You know, I was thinking about something today. Let's do this. We'll go back to that. I was thinking about something today. One of the worst things the left ever did was to convince people to be who they are, right? And then utilize cancel culture to remove them from society. They convinced a generation of kids, that society had to accept them for who they were. They still do, but they just mean identitarianism right now. But they convinced them society had to accept them for who they were. They told them they must accept you. You always be you. And then when people were themselves, they deleted them, they removed them, they canceled them for words, for thought crime, for politics. All they meant was identitarianism. And that, to me, like, that is one of the most disgusting things the left has done. It's awful. You be you. Now, because of who you are, get out of society forever. All right, back to this. Linda Marie, I genuinely don't know if I can have Suffer Not the Pedo to Live merch. Maybe I should make it on my StreamLabs that already has a violation. I should do an I got no sympathy for commies shirt. I think that's good. I'm liking this. I got no sympathy for commies. Let's see. Big Red Bear says there's something the person can do to repay the debt of their violence, regardless of how brutal it is. It's very simple, Nick. They can go to jail. Sounds pretty restorative to me. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm with you. Tina says, Nick, you keep telling these peds to line on a wall. How's it going to help? Is it like a timeout? I don't think that would work. I hear others say wood chipper, more sensible manual labor like chopping wood might help reform. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. Florian Eishatten says, totally off topic because you're based AF and like Warhammer. Wonder if you ever thought about interviewing Arch. Yes, I reached out to Arch a long time ago and wasn't able to get a hold of him. However, recently he has said he would be interested in coming on the show. I have not reached out to him again, which is entirely on me. I do have a connection with him on Discord, so I'll be reaching out to him soon. I've been really slow in booking guests lately for a number of reasons. but mostly laziness. But yeah, I think I like Arch. I think he's an interesting guy, and I would love to talk to him. Could be a real interesting talk, and you would get surely some funny Twitter mentions from the usual suspects. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We want Major Kill. Major Kill doesn't exist. He's an Aussie. It's not even real. Probably hangs out in the same like little one-bedroom apartment of Baca. All the Australians are in the same place. I like Major Kill a lot. I really do. I think he's got a great channel. I watch a lot of his stuff. Bitter Brian says, I can't accurately describe how evil this man is in a super chat. Everyone involved with him needs to be investigated. I'm leaving Denver for Tampa in a few months. There's no hope for Colorado anymore. Big Red Bear says, you know what? The left is here for you, Nick. You should drop all this the wall stuff. Restorative justice can work. We just need those people to pay back their labor for their offense. They can go to the gulag. Yes. To the gulag, my friend. It is okay. You come back to after 2, 3, 4, 5, 15 years at gulag. You come back, you know about the party, and everything will be okay. A teacher at Bennett Ranch Elementary in Peyton was disciplined for teaching Black Lives Matter propaganda to students in the Art Explore class without following district policy of notifying parents about potential controversial topics. What? Anderson tweeted in February. I'm so grateful that Denver Public Schools gives our teachers autonomy to teach these important things. Black Lives Matter as a topic does not belong in a fucking art class. It doesn't belong in an art class unless you're doing an art class on urban murals. Then you could certainly cover some of the Black Lives Matter material, because urban murals are a consistent and persistent sort of style that is associated with BLM. That would make some sense. But other than that, it doesn't belong in an art class. Anderson defended the widespread violence perpetrated by BLM rioters and Antifa militants in the aftermath of George Floyd's death last May. Washington Post described Anderson as the face of Denver's protests. Anderson told the Denver police chief that protesters will shut down rush hour traffic whether or not law enforcement blocks the streets. He threatened with the directive. All right, I'm getting tired of reading this stuff. He's the youngest black elected official who obtained an at-large seat with backing from the Denver Teachers Union in 2019. Remain seated during the Pledge of Allegiance. We will not stand while our country separates families and keeps kids in cages. Oh, he doesn't want those kids in cages or those families separated. He wants to make sure the children are funneled right to his office. Fuck this guy. I'm getting tired of reading about him. Let's go to another subject. Stormcrow 900 says Raphael Ganganowicz was a Polish ex-soldier mercenary in the 50s with an apparently high kill count. When asked what it was like killing so many people, he replied, I don't know. I've only killed communists. Polacks are great. Yeah, that guy's pretty amazing. That guy is the true level of based and red-pilled that is necessary. All right. We have to briefly talk about this. This is from Twitter. I don't always like bringing stuff from Twitter on the show, but this is not about me from Twitter though. That's different. This is not personal Twitter drama. Here we go. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? From hypocrite. This guy's great, by the way. We need a total and complete shutdown of simps until we can figure out what the hell is going on. So here we have Nico Low, the Bernie chick, right? Tax the rich. Nico Low. Here she is. She rose to prominent fame despite being a domestic abuser. And here we are. Tax the rich, right? $2 million apartment tour. My new apartment. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Here she is. Nico, looking a little haggard, by the way. That's not a good look for her at all. This is, there you go. What do you guys think? Is $2 million rich? This is from Shlomo. Vegan Alfonso. 2 million is not rich. I mean, I'd take a $2 million property. If I had a $2 million property out here, by the way, it would look a hell of a lot cooler than a fucking apartment. But that's me. That's this is the new Marxism. It's actually not the new Marxism though. I wanted to talk about this in this way. The Marxist communist ideology. Breck, remember that she's like 26. She's got a long way to go before retirement. But this is so people are confused about this. No one who knows anything about communism should be confused about this. The elect few, the party live extremely well under communism and Marxism. That's the only people who live well. They live well above the proletariat. Or the, not the bourgeois. Wait, yeah, the proletariat. They live above the proles. They're the ruling class. This is standard issue Marxism. She is a mouthpiece of the party. So of course she gets a $2 million. Of course there's nothing wrong with it. There's no intellectual dishonesty here. She's just cementing her place in the party. The funny thing is the plebeians who, they will never be in the party. They will be party men, of course, because you have to be. Once the communism comes for you, you are a party man or you are no longer a person. So once you hit that party man status, you'll be protected from dying, but you'll live like a hobo in the system. But all of the party mouthpieces must be kept comfortable because they will be the ones telling you how great communism is. Check the like to dislike ratio in the video. Hold on just a second. Oh, if I could type. What is her damn YouTube channel? How do I search for it and not find it? That's weird. Oh, is it 2 E's? She only has 69,000 subscribers? Here we go. I thought she'd have way more. Here we go. 40,000 views, 1,500 likes, 3,800 dislikes. Let's see. She looks terrible. Well, I'm not going to turn the audio on. Just. She looks atrocious. What happened to her face? Oh, look, I have this stove. I've never even used one. I have that fridge. Unironically, I have that exact same fridge. God damn it. Mine's broken, though. I would immediately off myself if I lived in a place with all of that purple fucking light. Look at that. Oh, God. It's horrible. No, Ralph, I don't like her fridge. I have it. I want a better fridge. Mine's a pain in the ass. Okay, let's talk about what's important here. Let's get down to this fridge. Whoever made that fridge, this asshole put the ice receptacle. There's like a thing that holds all the ice, right? And then the auger that drops it down out of the door. Oh wait, shit. Did hers have the? I don't think I have that fridge. No, hers doesn't have the. Oh, damn it. Okay, I don't have that fridge. I don't. I have a different one, but it pisses me off anyway. So here I'm going to talk about it. Mine has the ice dispenser, right? And the ice bucket and the auger are in the door, right? And so when you have children, what they do is they leave the door open. They're like, I'm going to get one thing out of the fridge. And they open the doors and they sit there for 10 minutes. And then they close the doors after getting out one cheese stick. It's like, you knew you were going to get a cheese stick. It's what you always get out of the fridge. Why'd you have to stand there for 10 minutes with this stupid fridge open? But they do. They leave it open. Well, the ice in there starts to warm up. It doesn't take all that long. And then a little bit of water trickles down and it gets near where the auger is. And then it starts to freeze again when they close the door. And then this happens over and over and over again until eventually you have a solid sheet of ice where the auger is supposed to turn. And then you go and try to get ice and the little gear turns, but it strips the inside of the auger. So that thing doesn't spin anymore. And then you just end up with ice that won't come out ever. Garbage. Put your damn ice in the fridge so it does not do this in its own little chamber where it's always cold. Ugh. Oh, awful. Here. Sorry. If you're new to the channel, my you'll realize that my entire life is being mad at things that don't matter. What is this? It's all fucking garbage. Oh, you guys make fun of me for my cable management, but you go through the trouble of mounting a TV on a wall, and you don't even get the thing to hide the cord just dangling down to an... Oh, God, this is hideous. It's a $2 million apartment. It's $2 million apartment, and they don't have the sense to have, to move the fucking outlets up behind the TV, or have a little thing to hide the cable. Just anything. Oh, notice what was going on there before they cut it? Obviously, this chick doesn't have kids. She's probably got a few abortions under her belt, but notice that her fucking office is a disaster already. The fuck is this? Why are you showing us your fucking laundry? What is wrong with you? Here, let's turn on the audio for a second.
It has a view of how high we are, because it reminds me that we're one earthquake away from death. So this is a bathtub I never use.
Pray for the earthquake.
Bathtub, but like it's nice or whatever. If you want to feel alive and take a bath next to a window, knowing you can fall right through it.
How the fuck are you gonna fall through? No, God damn it! You can't fall through that window. You stupid dummy. You cannot do it. I bet you couldn't even run full speed through that window. I bet your boyfriend couldn't throw you through the window. Jesus Christ.
Second bathroom. As you see, I'm a Picasso myself, so I have all these paintings here. And this is a toilet where you do toilet things. Some people poop, some people pee.
I just spilled a mixture of whiskey and Gatorade because of this dumb thought. Somebody fucking end me. End me. It's gotta stop. It's gotta stop. This has got to stop. It's gotta stop, guys. Look, I really, really hate the YouTube comment or content. Like, I don't begrudge anybody for making any particular type of content. I really don't. I can't, right? I make my show. They make whatever they make. I hate the fucking vapid, empty, soulless content of, let me show you on YouTube how much money I spent on things. Like Mr. Beast seems to be the most popular at it. I don't like it. I'm not a fan of it. It's the weirdest, lowest energy, lowest denominator content you can find. It is so weird that it is so fucking popular. Like, I'm not saying people should like try and conceal how much they make or anything like that. It's not even about that. But like my kid came to me the other day. He's like, "Hey Nick, He didn't say, hey, Nick. He said, hey, Dad. I was watching Mr. Beast's video, and he went to his store, and he bought everything and then gave it all away. And I was like, yeah? Okay. And he's like, it was cool. Why? I don't know. Because of course you don't know. It's nothing. There's nothing to it. Her walking through her apartment. This is the house that Simps built, I guess. What does she contribute to anything? What thoughts does she have that's original? Her Hey Bernie Bro video? What's her other fucking content on her channel? I hate it. I don't begrudge anybody making stuff. I'm really frustrated at what people watch. She won't be showing us your Lamborghinis in your garage anytime soon then. Man, if I had Lamborghinis, I guess I probably would. I don't know. Rogue Gen, I know he gave it all to charity. I get it, but what did that teach anybody? That didn't teach my kid to give stuff to charity. It didn't teach the viewers to give stuff to charity because no viewer can go out and do that. And plus, I mean, that's like, that charity was a business expense. And he made more money on it than he spent. That's the entire Mr. Beast business model. It's the only way it sustains. He has to out-earn the cost of the antic. Otherwise, it doesn't make any sense. So he gives it all to charity, so I guess a charity got something, but it's a net gain to him. It's entertainment. What about it is entertaining, though? I don't understand. I don't understand what Nico Lull's $2 million apartment tour is entertaining. I don't understand any of her content, really. But, that's me. I guess. But it's just gonna stop. I don't get this. I don't get this sort of obsession with. It's weird to be like, I don't understand the obsession with materialism. I like nice things. I like tons of nice things. I want more nice things. But it's not content, apparently. No, Don Gamer Guy. I know. I saw his videos, him counting to 1 million. Like, absolutely insane. But that was a thing. But at least it was a thing. No one counts to 1 million. Takes a long fucking time and a lot of work to sit there and do it. Thought Stream House Tour will be top. I have 5 kids. I would need to hire like 9 cleaning companies to get my house cleaned up. And then I'd have a 30-minute window to do the Thought Stream House Tour. Excalibur, I keep missing the New Egg Shuffle because they keep doing it too early in the morning. So it's not going well at all. Okay, let me see if there are any of these that I need to do. All right, we can move on. We can move on to what else did I have? Oh, so some of the I've got a couple different stories here. So we've got a couple Capitol riot stories. Let's look at this one first. Last Fraction Zero says it's lifestyles of the rich and famous, but without tactful choice of not having the rich person host. Did you guys hear that a lot of some of the Cribs episodes were completely fake? Like they borrowed other people's houses. So DOJ is dismissing a Capitol riot case for the first time. So here we go. This is interesting. Department of Justice is seeking to dismiss a case against a New York man charged in connection with January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol. The first time federal prosecutors have moved to drop a case connected to the attack. Prosecutors filed a motion Tuesday seeking to dismiss the charge against Christopher Kelly of New York, who was charged after the FBI said an anonymous tipster sent investigators photos posted on Facebook of Kelly at the Capitol. Authorities wrote in the filing, the government and defense counsel have discussed the merits of the case, and upon reflection of the facts currently known to the government believes that dismissal without prejudice at this time serves the interests of justice. They didn't say why they dismissed the case. Kelly was one of more than 400 people charged in connection to the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. Kelly was arrested on January 20th of 4 charges in connection with the riot: obstruction of an official proceeding, aiding and abetting, unlawful entry to a restricted building or grounds, and violent entry and disorderly conduct. Confidential source provided screenshots from a Facebook account appearing to belong to Kelly, including a screenshot of a message in which Kelly references that he would be in D.C. on January 6th. Agents were also given a screenshot of a Facebook Messenger chat dated January 6th in which Kelly appears to write, "We're in." This is followed by another user saying, "At Christ Kelly, stay safe," according to the FBI. Count also shows Kelly messaging people photos of himself outside the Capitol, according to the affidavit. So they are dropping the charges of this guy. So that's kind of interesting. This is, some of these 400 people charged are not going to, the government's going to have to look at their cases and say, what's the purpose here? So they entered the Capitol building. Maybe. Can they prove it? Yes. And if you want to follow these Capitol cases, Uncivil Law has been going through like all of them. Ralph says, so they just couldn't prove he went in then? It's hard to say why they would dismiss it. It might have something to do with the source of the pictures. Confidential sources sometimes have to be vetted for trustworthiness. And if they thought that the confidential source might not withhold scrutiny in a probable cause hearing, they might have decided to, or a probable cause challenge, they might have decided to drop the case because of that. It's hard to say. I mean, they don't have any info about it, but he also could be cooperating with them to turn in other people. We don't know. But here we go. Let's contrast that with this one. Paul Hodgkins, Tampa man, who took a selfie in the Senate chamber, takes a plea deal in the January 6th Capitol riot case. So these are moving along. Tampa man who took a selfie in the Senate chamber during the U.S. Capitol riot has pleaded guilty in connection to massive Department of Justice investigation into the January 6th insurrection. Wednesday morning, 38-year-old Hodgkins appeared at a virtual hearing before a federal judge in Washington, D.C. and pleaded guilty to one count of obstructing an official proceeding, according to court documents. He stood up and said, "I'm not making any excuses. What happened was wrong, and I'm wrong." Hodgkins' defense attorney Patrick LeDuc said he's pled guilty. Hodgkins, a supporter of former President Donald Trump, entered the U.S. Capitol with a mob of fellow Trump supporters who interrupted the certification of the Electoral College results. He got swept up like everybody else, got caught in the moment, and followed the crowd. LeDuc said he walked in and he walked out. Wearing a Trump 2020 t-shirt and waving a Trump flag, he ventured into the Senate chamber, took a selfie with his phone, then walked down to the Senate well, where several rioters, including Jacob Chansley, the so-called QAnon shaman, were shouting, praying, and cheering through a bullhorn. An acquaintance saw the selfie and contacted the FBI. Fuck the snitch. What happened to snitches get stitches? Can you imagine calling the fucking feds? Oh, hello, Fed. You'll never guess what's on my timeline. I'm going to tell you right now. I hope you're listening. Wait, maybe you need to write it down. Good God. It'll be a cold day in hell before I'm calling the damn feds on anybody. We would need some serious criminal acts. And I'm sorry, entering the Capitol building during a protest, a political protest, I don't think it was the right thing to do. But damned if I am snitching anybody out. Ever. For something like that. I would love to see one of these guys say fuck it and take a full-on protected political speech and assembly defense to it. Take it to the Supreme Court. I would love to see that happen. I wouldn't suggest anybody do it, right? Get yourself out of trouble as best as possible. But God, I would love to see it. Imagine the backpedaling you have to do to say this is anything other than a strongly protected political speech and a political assembly. Look at the sentencing guidelines for his plea deals. Yeah, here we go. People don't take selfies of themselves if they think they're doing something at that moment that may be criminal. That's not true. We've seen, I get what he's saying, but we have seen live streamed murder fests on Facebook and all sorts of live stream sexual assaults and stuff happen all the time. LeDuc described his client as a working class man from Sulphur Springs who holds a job in constructions and volunteers at a food pantry and animal shelter. He had no criminal history prior to Jan 6. Hodgkins was arrested on 5 counts of obstructing an official proceeding, entering and remaining in a restricted building or grounds, and disorderly conduct in a Capitol building. Pleaded guilty to the lone count of obstructing a government proceeding in exchange for the other charges to be dropped. Federal guidelines call for Hodgkins to be sentenced between 15 to 21 months in prison. But LeDuc said he is hopeful his client will receive a more lenient sentence. Okay. Is this it? Trying to find the actual code section he was charged under. 15 to 21 months. People get less time for rape. Arch DM'd you. He's good tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, I guess I'll email him or I'll message him. This is the stuff. This is that restorative justice stuff, right? Like, this is where restorative justice belongs. Get this guy into a thing that says, hey, by the way, when Congress is in session, maybe don't go in the building. This is a perfect candidate for restorative justice. More than 450 federal defendants charged nationwide. LeDuc said his client will be the first to learn his punishment at sentencing in Washington on July 19th. I think the U.S. attorneys that's handled this case has treated us completely fairly. As part of the plea deal, he also agreed to pay $2,000 in restitution toward the nearly $1.5 million in damage done to the U.S. Capitol. Hey, how much restitution are Antifa and BLM rioters paying? How much, I think their bill's bigger than 1.5 million. If I'm not mistaken, I think their bill is a little bit higher. What are they paying? What's their restitution? Okay. So, someone requested that we look at the Russian military ad Halo 3 ODST. Why aren't we talking about Chaz in the federal courthouse that was damaged? What about those arrests? They all just seem to walk away. Let's see. Here's this one. And then the Russian military ad. Where is... I just want the ad. I don't want all the fucking commentary on it. God damn it. When I type in Russian recruitment ad in YouTube, the third result is the Emma Go Army video. Let me see. Everybody's reacting to this video. Man. Seems like a popular reaction topic. Does this guy have it? No.
Talking about these
Oh, Jesus Christ! Oh, my God! Hold on. I just want the video. I don't want him. Here we go. Okay, so we'll watch the Russian ad here, courtesy of Michael Knowles, and then we'll watch the next video. The Halo 3 video. Sorry, I forgot that I threw my headphones. Okay, here we go. Michael Knowles is cool. I believe you. I don't know anything about him. Here we go.
Что ты знаешь о себе? На что ты способен?
Giant, hulking, muscular guy.
Но разве ты способен знать
Big,
себя?
muscular guy gets out of bed.
Своих возможностей.
Okay, we apparently
He's
have
doing
Michael's
push-ups.
commentary
Без
too.
боя нет победы.
Looks like a James Bond villain jumping out of airplanes.
Главный враг — это задача выследить врага.
Got guns full of rounds,
Лучше, чем он.
shooting at their enemies.
No, God damn it! I don't want to. I wanted just the Russian ad. Fucking hell. I don't want the Chinese ad.
我们已经习惯达到。
Okay, this one has just the Russian ad. Here we go. Fuck me.
Это Первый день твоей новой жизни. То, что было вчера, не имеет значения. То, кем ты был прежде, уже никого не волнует. Теперь важно то, кем ты будешь сегодня. Что ты знаешь о себе? На что ты способен? Вопросы могут остаться без ответов, но разве ты сможешь потом спокойно спать? Узнать себя, познать границы своих возможностей. К черту границы. Ты готов ломать себя до изнеможения. Каждый день здесь боль закаляет. Шрамы, повседневность. Это ты решил себе что-то доказать. Командир здесь только для того, чтобы ты мог увидеть в нем врага. Потому что без врага нет боя, а без боя нет победы. Но на
I don't even
самом
speak Russian. This is
главный враг
intense.
— это ты. Вчерашний ты. Твоя задача — выследить врага, догнать его, превзойти, стать лучше, чем он, и вернуться назад победителем.
Yeah!
Потому что завтра первый день твоей новой жизни.
There goes the U.S. ad. Already fucking gay. Immediately. Let's watch this one. I haven't seen this one. Hold on. Or is it going to be the Emma one? Yeah.
This is the
It's the Emma one. I'm not watching that again. I was hoping it was one of the other ones. Oh my god. Oh. Like, do they not even see the difference? You want high testosterone guys ready to look awesome, to fire guns, to drive tanks and fucking helicopters and blow stuff up. Hi, I'm Emma. This is me and my 2 moms on the boardwalk in California. No! Never. Never. Is there even a gun in ours? No. It's literally, it's the Patriot missile. It's the biggest anti-gun that exists. The Patriot missile shoots down other missiles. Do you think they maybe picked the Patriot missile as like a symbolic thing? We're the anti-missile. It's great. All right, so here we go. Here's the So Low T Greg would be a poor choice for an actor for the Russian ad? Well, 1, you wouldn't have to shave his head, but 2, he would have to lose 200 pounds. Okay, here we go. Here's the Halo 3 ODST trailer. We're supposed to compare this to the Russian one.
Rated M for mature.
Okay, so I don't know about the comparison really. I'm not a those were vastly different ads anyway. So I don't know. But I guess though it's the manliness idea, right? Like the idea of sacrifice, of honor, of duty, of courage, you know, those sort of things are prevalent in both of the Russian and the Halo ODST videos. But the baffling thing is that we're recruiting our military based on, like, it's a parody. It's a satire. It's just fucking, it's a friendship at the end of a Mortal Kombat fight. What the hell is this? They're pretending that the military isn't the military. Only the head shaving part was an exact copy. Yeah. Yeah, that was it. But it's like they're trying to make the military into like a liberal arts college. Hi, I'm Emma. I decided to go to college again, but this time it's called the U.S. Army. Well, I'll spend 4 years learning how to press a button, and my 2 moms will be very proud. Like, what the fuck is this? Get out! Get out! Get out of the government. Get out of everything you do. Stop it. Stop polluting our society. You people are disgusting. Anybody who watches that Emma ad and is like, I want to join the army, needs to never be in the army. It's terrifying because it looks like sedition to me. It looks like sedition. All right. We do have some good news on the Trump front here. This is good news. Hold on 1 second. Here we go. Clear your desk. Trump shuts down his website from the desk of Donald Trump after just 29 days because he didn't like it being mocked and having so few readers. Smartest thing Trump's done in a while. Smartest thing Trump has done in a long time. This website was a disaster. It was a complete waste of time. It was embarrassing. Whoever advised him to make it should be shot. Should be shot. Fucking awful. It was the biggest letdown. Trump's going to redo social media, make a whole new thing. You're like, all right, billionaire's going to create a social media platform committed to free speech. He's going to stick it to Twitter, and it's a WordPress blog. Okay. All right. Thank you. No one's ever heard of a WordPress blog before. Could have just made a Mastodon instance. He could have done a lot of things. He could have bought into any of the competing Twitter platforms. Maybe he could have bought out Andrew Torba. Maybe so he would stop weirdly Christ posting all over Gab. He's apparently still working on it. So Jason Miller says, it was just auxiliary to the broader efforts we have and are working on. I mean, now it is. I don't think it was. Buy Parler and call it Trumpet. Yes, just buy all the proprietary tech of Parler and open that. It's because I still think I don't know, man. I went to log into Parler the other day and I couldn't, so then I stopped using it. I'm kind of tired of it. But anyway, I wanted to talk about this very briefly just because he they finally did the smart move. They shut down this stupid website. It was honestly a waste of time. And the fact that they thought that this was the right move was really baffling to me. What was my opinion on the Halo ODST trailer? What did I like about it and what did I like about it? I mean, I like the song and the mood, I guess, but it looked a little corny at the combat section, but it just wasn't. I don't know what the trailer was trying to do other than show the game. And I've heard everybody likes the game, so that's great. But it wasn't it didn't seem to have any relevance to me to the Russian military ad, and it didn't really look like a recruitment video for ODST, but it has different goals. It's not trying to recruit you into ODST, it's trying to sell you a video game. Better than Emma's story. Everything's better than Emma's story. But yeah. So here's this thing. This is just a short story. They're apparently still working on stuff, but it's good to know that From the Desk of Donald Trump is going away. Because has been removed, perhaps as a precursor to him joining another social media platform. Yes, actually it is. Stay tuned, says Jason Miller. Okay, so this is interesting. If he's going to be joining another social media platform, we'll find out what it is. I'm guessing Telegram. What do you guys think? Do you guys think it's Telegram? Pay big, locals, BitChute, MySpace. I don't know. Is I've heard BitChute's not doing well with its people lately. I've heard BitChute was engaged in a little censorship. I don't know if that's true. That's just what I heard. I think Trump will move to Telegram. Like that, to me, that seems like Trump's space. That seems like that's where he'd be. He's already on Telegram. Well, there you go. Maybe that's it. Ace of Spades with a big chat, as promised. He paid for that Halo ODST ad. He says, Ace of Spades says, thank you, Nikki. As my grandpappy used to say, with great power comes great big booty bitches. Enjoy these shekels. So there you go. The Chinese military ad, it's actually on the beginning of this one. I guess for posterity, we can watch some Chicom propaganda. Here's some Chicom propaganda to round it out.
是一次重塑。
海上、空中、陆上各作战机群已修订完善作战计划。
Sorry. Look, I mean, I'm no fan of the CCP.
一声道，是一场冲锋。
But this hat is manly as fuck.
我们用生命扛起使命，我们用忠诚筑起长城。改革强军，征途如虹。
历史告诉我们，改革创新与时俱进，是人民军队不断发展的
Winnie the Pooh! There he is!
人民军队的力量来自改革创新，人民军队的胜利来自改革创新。
No!
祖国召唤，我必到。一声道，一声道。
It's 1,000,000,000%. Look at this. Just to remind you what ours is.
This is the story of a soldier who operates your nation's Patriot missile defense systems. It begins in California, with a little girl raised by 2 moms. Although I had a fairly typical childhood, took ballet,
Bill Gates and
played
Ellen
violin,
DeGeneres look beautiful
I
in
also
this
marched for
animation.
equality. I like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age. When I was 6 years old, one of my moms had an accident that left her paralyzed. Doctors said she might never walk again. But she tapped into my family's pride to get back on her feet, eventually standing at the altar to marry my other mom. With such powerful role models,
Wait. Your mom's had a child out of wedlock? Repent, sinner. Repent. To the fires of hell with you. Procreating and fornicating outside of the holy matrimony of marriage.
I finished high school at the top of my class, and then attended UC Davis, where I joined a sorority full of other strong
Lesbians.
women. But as graduation approached, I began feeling like I'd been handed so much in life, a sorority girl stereotype. Sure, I'd spent my life around inspiring women, but what had I really achieved on my own? One of my sorority sisters was studying abroad in Italy. Another was climbing Mount Everest. I needed my own adventures, my own challenge. And after meeting with an Army recruiter, I found it. A way to prove my inner strength and maybe shatter some stereotypes along the way.
Oh, we're going to shatter the stereotypes. That's what we're shattering. We're shattering the stereotypes, y'all. Don't worry about the communists. Don't worry about the armies. Don't worry about the threat of terrorism. Don't worry about nuclear weapons. We're going to shatter some fucking stereotypes along the way. Yeah! Let's get it. I am 87 likes away from 1,000. And at 1,000, I will drink away my sorrows.
I'm I'm U.S. Army Corporal Emma Malone Lord, and I answered my calling.
Did you answer yours? Did you answer your calling? Or did you answer the call of bigotry? Oh, you guys are wonderful. My liver hates you. But I think you're swell. This is a pretty decent size wig. Holy fuck. I mean, holy shit. What? What? I'm not a fan of war. I'm not a you guys know me. I'm not a violent guy. I'm not that's not my thing. But you gotta have a military. And when you use the military, the other place should be glass. That's it. It should be glass. You should strip the grass and roads and buildings off of it down to the sandy underneath, and then the sandy underneath should be fused into glass. That's it. It should be horrifying. It should be intense. It should be dramatic. It should send a message. That's what the military is supposed to be. Never should it be Emma. And I mean, okay, you got military support staff. I don't have any problem with military support staff being women or whatever. The ad that you go with should always be geared towards bringing in the purpose of the military. You can always contract in the support staff if you have to. I can't even imagine that this is the message that we send, not just to us, to the world. Like, because China's watching that, Russia's watching that, Somalia's watching that. Everybody is looking at this going, okay, I guess. Look at you can shatter the patriarchy all day, but you don't you're not shattering Iran's patriarchy with the fucking US military ad featuring Emma and her two moms. Emma and My Two Moms seems like some gay sitcom. Like, let's shatter the stereotypes. Guess what? The rest of the world still has them. The rest of the world still has them. Because they still recognize the reality. I'm the gayest of sitcoms. Super Iron Bob says this person totally exists. Yeah, that's the thing. Let's look at the believability of those three ads too. China's ad. Yeah, I believe it. I believe there's a guy. He's in some hospital or something. I don't even know why he's in a hospital. Chinaman goes up, joins up to the Chinese military, which I don't even know if that's voluntary in China. Frankly, I have no idea if he's going to the military because he wants to or if because he has to. But I fully believe Chinese guy goes in the military and then does a bunch of military demonstrations, launches a bunch of missiles, drives tanks and helicopters, and blows shit up all day while firing down range and throwing grenades and jumping out of planes. I believe it 100% that guy exists. We've seen the military demonstrations and the exercises that China does. We know they're still one of the few countries that'll occasionally test a nuke. Still, I believe that exists. Then we go to the Russian ad, and we see a guy sitting there. You know, he's with his Eastern European waifu, hanging out in a field of wheat. That was the only fucking weird part of that. Apparently he's not Ukrainian because they don't get the wheat or the potatoes. So he's laying there, and then he wakes up and he's in the recruitment thing, and he's in the barracks, and he's got a bunch of fucking training to do, and he's sitting there training to be a sniper, and he's going to lay down in some snow and shoot something because that's his job. I believe it. That's what the military trains you to be. You're a soldier. They made him into a soldier. Then I get to Emma. First, they just go ahead and shatter the whole thing by making it a cartoon, which is just embarrassing. Just embarrassing to have it be a cartoon in the first place. But you have to have a cartoon because if you tried to put her two gay moms on screen together and tell the story, it would look even worse. It would look even more ridiculous. And so they have to put the tone down to the level of children as much as possible. And so they do that. And then it's like, oh, we fired a fake missile in there. Great. Look, we learned cell shading in the Army illustration department. And then she has her story about going to college or whatever. And then my friends from sorority are studying broads over in other countries. I needed something to do too. I'm going to join the military. It just doesn't make any sense. Even if she's real, she doesn't seem real. It's an outlier story. But we're not recruiting outliers for the military. It's a weird thing. You don't want to recruit. You don't want the 1%. You don't want the 10%. That's unless it's the top 10% of physical fitness. But that's not who the Army takes. That's not what the Army's about. That's what Special Forces is. The Army's about recruiting people. All right, this is highly requested. Highly requested.
This is the story of a person who is an infantryman, the nation's iconic soldier in the forefront of the battlefield. It begins in Utah with a little boy raised by a dad and 11 moms. I had a typical childhood, abstaining from all sin and trying to convert people in African countries to Mormonism. I also protested in front of abortion clinics with my pro-life family. I'd like to think I've been defending freedom from an early age. When I was 6 years old, one of my 30 siblings smoked a cigarette and was excommunicated from the family. Eventually, by shunning him for 3 years, he was allowed back to marry 3 different ladies from the compound. I finished homeschool in the middle of my 30th birthday, and then escaped from the compound just outside of the Mexican border. But I needed more. Sure, I can survive in the wilderness, but I've never had sex with a human woman. One day, after sleeping in the mall parking garage, I saw a recruiter, and he gave me a backpack and a water bottle. Now I'm showering naked in open bay showers with 200 other dudes.
I am Private Potato, and I answered the calling.
It does sound like Gundam, doesn't it? I was thinking the same thing. I was like, this sounds like Gundam. You might as well put that up, right? Like let's figure out the incel and the neat recruitment video. Hi, my name is Eric and I'm an incel. Do it. If you're gonna recruit the outcast of society, the 1%, I shouldn't say outcast, the outlier of society, just go ahead and just pick some other outliers and put some ads in. Oh my God. Alba A says, as a vet, I can say no one cares if you have 2 moms or 2 dads. Of course not. Of course they don't. That's the whole thing about the Army. Someone said in the chat, I missed what your name was. I saw it scroll by, and it's right. Basic training exists to remove outliers. Basic training is to remove your identity. That's the purpose of the military, is to recondition you from who you are into who you need to be an effective member of the military, an effective cog in the machine. That's the funny thing about this is it's anathema to identitarian politics. Your whole purpose of your military training, indoctrination, whatever you want, and this isn't a commentary on whether it's good or bad, this is just reality. It's to strip down what you were, because when you're thinking about what you were, you are not thinking about the mission that needs to be accomplished. When you become part of the machine to accomplish the mission, that is critical. If you're not able to accomplish the mission because you're worried about your gay identity, then your friend gets fucking killed because you're busy worrying about your representation in the Army or not in the Navy, but wherever it may be, you're worried about something other than what you need to be worried about. Your job as the U.S. military is to be stripped of individualism. And people may not think that that's healthy. They may not like it, but it makes effective military units. Individuality does not. And so there are drawbacks to it, right? Like World War I. You think of trench warfare and the Brit-bongs out there, and they would send a unit over the trench line, and they'd all get killed. Blah, 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 blah. And then they'd look at the next unit and go, you go, chap. Your turn. And then they'd go. And they'd get mowed down too. There are definite downsides to it. Individuals wouldn't put up with that shit. But they were the unit. They were the unit and they had a mission, and the mission was Germany. And your individuality, even your very life, becomes secondary to the mission. That's the whole sales pitch of the military, is that your sacrifice of your time, of your treasure, of maybe even your life, and certainly of whatever woman you may be with, your sacrifice of those things is valuable because it matters to your brother, your sister, your friend, your parents, because you're protecting them and their interests. You're protecting their rights. You're protecting what we've built. You're protecting the Constitution. You're protecting the institution of liberty. That's what the American military has always been about. It's about the idea that no, it is shit pay. It is shit conditions. It fucking sucks. You're sleeping in a barracks with a bunch of dudes out in a desert. God, no one wants to do. No one's like, you know what I want to do? I want to fucking eat sand all day in Iraq. Nobody wants that. But you do it. You do it because it's the mission, and the mission is part of protecting liberty. and about protecting somebody. You can be jaded about a whole lot of shit over the military. You can disagree with what the mission is, but that's the purpose of it. Be mad at the people who choose the mission. Absolutely. But you don't get to question the mission. It's insane. It's insane. It's insane. We're asking to be invaded. We're asking to be invaded by Canada. For fuck's sake. Ugh. Intimidator says, that current Army ad is another reason why I'm glad I'm getting out of the National Guard after I put my 20 years in at the end of the year. When I went to basic training back in 2002, I never thought I'd see crap like this. No. I don't know. I can't even express the difference in world that the past 19 years have made. Like, I feel like the oldest fucking boomer on the planet when I say stuff like that. But I mean, 2002, I was in college. I think that's the year I met Lady Rackets. And none of this was even a blip on the fucking radar. I mean, the jokes we told in 2002, you're done. Your life is over today. Your life is over today if you say the same jokes. I could not do it. I don't know how I'd get through high school or college today. Intimidator, I'll be 40 this year, brother. I get you, man. It's insane. Just look at old South Park, yeah. I would take Dane Cook now. Yes. Look, if we could go back to 2002, we'll take Dane Cook back. We'll take Dane. Look, I know we all made fun of him. We said it was garbage humor. That fucking Good Luck Chuck was the worst movie ever, but please, I'll watch it again. I'll watch Dane Cook's movie again if you would just bring back 2002. Please, Christ. Would I take Carrot Top back? Yes. I'd laugh at his jokes. I'd be like, it's a watermelon. Yeah. Get it. It's got glasses on. Wow. I would laugh at whatever you want. Whatever you want. I'll laugh at anybody and anything. I don't care to get back to 2002. Would you even take Pauly Shore back? Look, come on, man. Don't. In the Army Now is a better ad than the Emma fucking ad. Of course I'd take Pauly Shore back. In the Army Now, the Army creates a sense of duty, courage, and honor in Pauly Shore. Like, that's what the Army, was. I loved it. In the Army Now. I love Son-in-Law, Encino Man. Good movies. Fun times. They're just fun. They're not like, they don't have to be deep, right? They're just fun. They're good. Obstacle, laugh at Amy Schumer. Well, did she get aborted? I could laugh at that, I guess. Nix Hex says China's and Russia's ads are about serving your country. Emma's drive to shatter the stereotype is 100% about herself. It's pride in your country versus pride in yourself. Yes. Yep. Wick Dipper says try current Marine Corps ad. I guess I could pull it up. I don't know. $8 months ago. This is the most recent Marine Corps ad I see. Wait, I'll go to the Marine Corps recruiting channel. Let's see. I gotta find the actual ad. Battle to Belong. This is the most recent one. Here we go. 8 months ago. Did she get aborted? What a shitty, edgy joke. I just can't think of anything. What would I laugh at Amy Schumer for? She's not funny. She never was. Here we go. Here's the Battle to Belong Marine Corps video, September 17th, 2020.
Searching for meaning in a relentless world. Always connected, but somehow
fuck is this?
alone. Trapped by illusion. We offer another path where the battle to belong begins. Awakened by a calling. United by purpose.
Okay.
Defined by the cause you fight for.
It's not about you. Work together, get over the hump.
No one can ever take away.
You are in this Marine.
What it means to be among the few, the proud, the Marines.
Well, except for the military tribunal that dishonorably discharges you, but other than that, yes. Okay, it was better. It was a little bit better. It has the purpose down. It's more focused on what matters. I could have used a few more tanks and missiles, but you know, it's got the theme, the tone. It's got that shit right. Are gamers even someone you would want to have soldiers in your army? Unironically, gamers today, yeah. I thought the beginning of that video was a little weird, to be honest. I mean, like the whole like watchdogs, right? Like the watchdogs fucking effects going on. Any Lucas Painter says, we're lucky the Canadians don't have their vaccines in order. Or the Great Maple Leaf Blitzkrieg would already be well underway. Angry Baneling says, you like that movie trailer? It doesn't look like an ad. It looks like a shitty budget trailer. It was better than the Emma ad. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. I'm not looking up the Russian army singing Barbie Girl. That sounds horrifying. What they should do, the Marines watching Frozen and singing Let It Go, that video that went viral like back when Frozen was a thing, that should be the Marine recruitment video. Icon of Sin, I got what it was. I just didn't like it. I didn't think it was a good it didn't do the approach very well to me. Snuggle Struggle says, I joined soon after the Twin Tower attack. After everything this country gave me, I thought it was the least I could do. Completed over 300 missions in Iraq. Been witness in part to the worst humanity has to offer. Liberty. I don't know if that liberty is sincere or ironic, but thank you. Thank you for sharing. Like, I know a lot of soldiers are jaded, and like I said, if you are, and I genuinely don't know about your particular chat, but if you are jaded and you're mad at the military's choices, be mad at the leaders who chose them. That's the shit you got to be mad at. You got to be mad at the people who pick. Again, the military's purpose is to create a squad of people who complete the mission. The people who pick the mission, that's our job as a citizenry to make sure we don't pick a bunch of fucking idiots. And we're not doing the best job of it. We're not doing the best job of it. But their job is to complete the mission. Unfortunately, we get a fucking moron to pick a bad mission. Their job is still to complete the mission. Andrew Stout, Rush Limbaugh. The military is to kill people and break things. It is. It is. That's the point. That's the point. Okay, we got a couple justice chats. Super Iron Bob says, a family member was one of the first women at the Air Force Academy that had pisses all over her, and I would like to piss on whoever made it. Yeah, of course. Of course. Dogsplain says, how's the pancake bot? Well, we haven't used it recently because, we haven't made a bunch of pancakes, but when we did use it, awesome. The kids love it. It's a lot of fun to get out, and we have a pancake party every now and then. And you can put in designs and it draws them. That's a good thing. Also, it was already starting to happen in 2006. Started letting people smoke cigarettes in BCT. The rest was inevitable. I don't know what BCT is. And then whoever says, please, please, please invite angry cops to a live stream. Him and other folks from vet.tv would be amazing. Inviting people to a show is basically just a matter of getting in touch with them. That is the biggest challenge. That is the biggest challenge. And it's a hard thing to do. Getting in touch with people with big followings is a hard fucking thing to do. That's all. Oh, BCT, basic combat training. So it's cigarettes and basic combat training was the downfall of it? I have a hard time believing that, but I mean, I'm not in a position to question it either. Okay, we need to start. Let's start with the justice chats here. And then we'll get super chats, and then we'll wrap up the show. Again, for those of you who didn't see the beginning of the stream, there will not be Twitch tonight. There will not be Twitch tonight because I need to wake up early in the morning and drive some people to the airport. So I need to actually get to bed at a reasonable hour. But we'll do some Twitch tomorrow night. Oh, fuck. Where is it? I gotta find where they start. The system's a little bit different now for reasons. Okay, Crusader Saracen says, anyone in Denver need to borrow my wood chipper? Any pieces of wood you need chipped? Mither Nimmer says, hey, Nick, excellent discussion on homeschooling earlier. Department of Education has been desperate to take over schools federally, so now they are doing through recommended curriculum and teachers' colleges. Oh, yeah. Dude, it's terrifying. Snuggle Struggle says, we risk our lives for this nation, body and mind, throughout the tremendous torment, while our current resident president's brother enjoyed a posh $1 billion-plus contract. Why is Biden's brother so elusive right now? He fucking disappeared, didn't he? His brother, his son, just gone. And the media's not asking for fucking shit about it. Prima facie, we watched Angry Cop's Private Potato a little bit earlier. We just watched it. Edris Rex has been working this hotel, for 2 years so I can take over as manager. 2 years of dealing with subhuman filth day in and day out has me genuinely wishing harm on strangers before I meet them. Finishing the summer, then starting a mechanic certification. Get it, son. Get it. Crusader says, I've been given the advice, don't ask your woman to marry you. Just say you're getting married. She's either on your team or she's not. Would this comport with your experience? Lady Rackets and I had talked in depth about marriage and starting a family before I asked her to marry her. I also asked her dad, because I'm traditional that way. And I don't know. I pretty much knew her answer before I asked, but I still asked. I don't know about the just say you're getting married. She's either on the team or not. I think you got to discuss it beforehand. That's just like you got to discuss it because you want to discuss something with someone before you ask them to marry you. Like you're entering into a lifelong contract that could be life ruining if you fuck it up. So make sure the person's on board. Make sure they're on board with kids. Did you go down on one knee? No, we were laying down. Not naked before you get any crazy ideas. We were just hanging out on a couch, and I'd gotten a ring, but that was that. But she knew I was going to eventually ask her to marry her. She just didn't know when. But yeah, you gotta be on board with, are you guys gonna have kids? What kind of life are you gonna have? What are you committed to living together? All of these things. Have those discussions. Figure it out. You should know the answer before you ask someone if you're gonna marry them. One bone for life, exactly. Are you guys going to have 5 more kids? No, we're done. We're very done. Thank you for playing Angry Cops video. Guy deserves to have his channel spread around some. I mean, he's got like 600,000 subscribers. He's doing okay. So you got a home renovation called This Old Crack House where he refurbishes an auction. That's kind of funny. Chris Hansen says, hi, I'm Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC Extreme. Why don't you stand right up against that wall over there? Bad Dragonite says, there's a way to connect a mouse and keyboard to Xbox if you ever absolutely have to. Not sure on how exactly, though. I'm not a technology. Also, Major Kill's Discord is based AF. Sent you an invite. Yeah, which is weird because I think, isn't Major Kill, I mean, he's Australian, so isn't he a little SJW-y on some things? I've heard that about him. Isaac Johnson, I love Unemployed Wine Guy. His review of Malort was delicious. And his review of Everclear, fantastic. I like that guy a lot. NW Backcountry says, best military ad, Grouchy Media, Die Terrorist Die on YouTube. So everybody can check that out. No, I don't want to connect a mouse and keyboard to my Xbox. That just makes it a fucking pain. The problem with the Xbox is that the Xbox is absolute horseshit at microphone and camera inputs. It's absolutely terrible. You do not want to try. Streaming from the Xbox made me want to die. It's awful. It's awful. I hate that shit. Their Twitch integration is garbage. You're running a stripped down version of Windows. Can you please just accept any fucking USB microphone interface? Why is this even hard? Why is this even hard? I need to get an external capture card to use with a laptop or tablet so that I can stream from my Xbox. But since I'm not getting a graphics card anytime soon for a mini PC. Angry Baneling says, Nick, I can prove that India does exist in a state of pseudo-realism with these 3 fresh facts. We don't celebrate Black History Month or Rainbow Weirdos Month. Also, we just rated Twitter India like a boss. Too base to not be semi-real, bro. I don't trust a country that finds out someone got raped and then burns them alive for having sex outside of marriage. 99 says Pink Floyd's The Wall album had these lyrics are from In the Flesh. Are there any queers in the theater tonight? Get them up against the wall. I feel like they were trying to tell us something. Wolfgang Deo says, hey, Fig, you got this working again. Yeah, Boba Girl, I don't really care what her problems are. I'd hit it like no tomorrow, regardless of her obvious problems. MAGA hat all night so she can write badly about me afterwards. I still would have smashed. Yeah, well, that's a different question. That's a different question. Nick with a Lamborghini says, here in my garage, I have this Lamborghini. But you know what I love even more than this Lamborghini? Knowledge. Knowledge. Crusader says, fun fact about ODST commercial. The actors are speaking Hungarian. The instructors in video are actually Hungarian Special Forces vets. In the Halo universe, the planet Reach, where their training takes place, was originally colonized by Hungarians. Bad Dragonite says, Halo fun fact, ODSTs and Spartans have a historic rivalry and hatred for each other because Master Chief accidentally killed and crippled 3 of them as a teenager. Despite the hatred, they get shit done when on the battlefield together. Bad Dragonite says, so the Patriot missile is to weapons what every white knight wishes they were to Chad and Tyrone? Yes. Kermit the Frog says, oh yeah, I remember Emma and her sorority sisters. Not too many people could take the green mamba like they could. Those hoes would go wild on that thing. Plus, they swallowed the tadpoles. Let's see. That one guy says, I somehow knew all of this was coming and decided not to put anybody else on this planet. Imagine having a 5-year-old now and knowing they stand a high likelihood of being killed by China, put in a death camp by the Marxist left in their lifetimes. Nuts. See, I disagree with that position, but I get why people have it, but I just disagree with it. Because I think the only way we start to fix things is to raise the next generation and not forfeit it to the fucking commies. Crusader says, hey, Nick, you might find the Marine Corps Battle 1 trailer from like a year ago rather interesting. We just watched that, so thank you. That one guy says, if it's any consolation, agenda setting and elite control are more powerful than democracy in pretty much every system. It's only partially our job to elect the people who are picking the missions. Elites usually get their way, regardless of what we want. Shadows King says, definitely not having more kids, huh? I guess you can be vasectomy buddies with Ron. No, I'm not having a vasectomy either. And then that one guy says, Ron looks like he was born with a vasectomy. God damn it. Okay, let's see what we've got in the super chats. Pablo Mendoza says, Hump D calls for a talk about how badly Arizona voters are getting fucked. I was going to talk about it, but I'll probably do that. The Secretary of State, who is running for governor, is out complaining about it. Rhinosaurus Rex says, happy Pride Month to my fellow whiskey sexuals. Roger H., thank you for the donation. Long Reach Jones says speech is not free. It comes at the cost of a super chat. That's right, chat. Matthew Harder says, hey, Nick, PPP question. I want to spend the money on Terminix for 2 houses I'm trying to sell, but they aren't part of my business. That's kosher. The PPP money is for your income. It's for payroll. So I don't know how your business is structured. If you're a sole proprietor or something like that, then all of your revenue minus your expenses is your payroll. So it really depends on how that money works. But if your payroll is you paying yourself, then you could take that money as payment. That's what it's there for. But it really depends on how your business is structured, though. And you should probably talk to an attorney for that. 200 Watt Studio says, disappointed with the Viva Barnes appearance today. They never read my super chat about them being better lawyers than you or asking you about the wax lips. They don't read all the super chats. They don't do that. Long Reach Jones says, why the hell is Pride Month June and not August? After all, Pride cometh before the fall. That's good. Wick Dipper says, how many channels should we spam with your Ridge promo link? Could we make the next Griff meme? Check out Michael Knowles' new book, Speechless. I do need, I'm going to start, I didn't want to do it today, but I'm going to do a Ridge ad probably tomorrow or Friday. One of those two. We'll get those Ridge ads out by Father's Day. Oh my goodness, I've got a lot of burps. Burps and yawns. Mario Carter 13 says, Fauci's career high point was a gay bathhouse. He also says they hate the wall because they belong against it. Funny Valentine says, the BLM lady wanting to light on her abuser reminds me of the Go Light, I think they mean. Reminds me of the Euro chick who felt bad for the foreign guy that raped her. They have placed ideology above all else, race, sex, rights, etc. Truly evil. Yep. Rich Files Pie says 2 Minnesota grain elevators 15 miles apart exploded yesterday. Really? That's crazy. Wolfgang Deo says, oh my God, those bobas. Canadian Yellow Flash 2 says, I love refrigerators. Mario Carter says, women like Marxism and MLMs for the same reason. Not applicable says, you put whiskey in Gatorade. No, the Gatorade was next to the whiskey glass and I knocked both of them over. Character Holding says, what you drinking, Ronite? Talisker, 10-year. It's really a great whiskey. I like it better than the Talisker Storm. I've got that and a nice lemon lime Gatorade. Not So Handsome Jack says, this stream of retardation, Nick, we need a drink. Character Holding, message retracted. Don Face says, and now some people are using a toilet as a brain catch to spare their family from the cleanup. Carson Depp says, adults who say poop sound so mature. My 5-year-old grandson can say urinate and defecate. Hell, shit is more adult and mature than poop. Digitalis says, 2 million at 70,000 subscribers is only $28.57 per simp. Ingrid Bainling says, hey, Mr. Beast is so cool, quoting Nick's wife's son. Red Guy says, so much for that guy now being an acquaintance. Big Red Pear says, Nick, for fuck's sake, Russian military recruitment video embraces dark side is the right title. Not So Handsome Jack says, a military ad is supposed to be strong, noble, and patriotic. A high cocktain, Nick, and here the U.S. ad is a gender queer soy story. Yep. What is the difference between brandy, scotch, and whiskey? Well, brandy is nothing like scotch or whiskey. Brandy is made from, I believe, wine, right? Grapes. Scotch and whiskey are made from grains. I believe brandy is made from a fruit. Scotch is made in Scotland as whiskey is made wherever. But they come from grain. They're grain alcohols for scotch and whiskey. Okay. Rhinoceros Rex says, angry cops got in contact with Emma and her moms after his video on it. Apparently they thought the original was cringe as well and loved the parodies. Could you imagine being Emma and having that, like, if you thought that video was cringe, could you imagine that's what they did? Talk about... I guess I didn't even think of that. Like, did Emma even want that shit? She probably had no creative control over it. Actual boomer, whiskey is not corn. Bourbon is corn. Bad Dragonite says, you want a good trailer? Watch the damn Halo 3 trailer. Not right now. Scotch also has to be aged, I think, a minimum of 3 years. She was in the video, though, but shooting some stock footage. Although she did have to do the voiceover, but at the same time, if you're ordered to do the fucking video, you're going to do the fucking video. Red Guy says, just forget about the loyalty bombs they are putting in the helmets, and the Chinese military seems to have its stuff in order. AG Cat says, Emma cancels the Taliban. Rogue says, I feel sorry for the unnamed dude in that whack ad. Loreddit Silver member says, have you seen Pierre Chan's edit of this Army commercial for Friday Night Tights? It's hilarious. No, I'll have to watch it. Brock M says, the new Army video has the same art style as the new She-Ra and Owl House cartoons. I don't think that's a coincidence. No, it's not. No, it's not. Ralph says, Russia and China are just going to play our ad as their recruitment ad. Mario Carter says, the Army took me from baked potato to base potato. Pepperoni says, how do we get back to 2002 levels? I don't want my future children living in 2030 woke world. Look, man, get out of the city and raise your kids right. Vienticus Prime says, watch Party Private Benjamin. Eric K says, 10 years experience. The Marine Corps is pretty gay. I've heard a lot about it. 200 Watt Studio says, no Twitch tonight. Hot tub being bleach cleaned. I am coming up to the rough time where I have to change the water in the hot tub. That's going to be fucking annoying. NW Backcountry says, what are the laws regarding fake CDC V cards? You cannot fake a government document. So that's the law there. That is the law on that. Other stuff, you may have fraud implications because you're lying to gain a benefit to yourself, which that's the requirement for fraud. I would not recommend them. Kool-Aid Man says, oh yeah, Nick, the husband of one of my MILFs, came home early. He was asking why there was Kool-Aid in her hair, so I busted in and tossed him in my pitcher of delicious ice-cooled Kool-Aid, drowning him. Any legal advice for your old boy Kool-Aid AIDS man? No, you got it, buddy. You're doing fine. McBain says, Mendoza. He says, maybe I'm just dumb, but I think you missed my last super chat on StreamLabs. I don't think so, but I'll check it. Shadows King 101 says, completely unrelated, but there's a game called Invisible Cock. You'll never see it coming. Has nothing to do with anything, but it gave me a good chuckle. Put this in the Lamborghini number 7 fund. He says, message retracted. Shadows King 101 says, you can censor my unshaven nut, StreamLabs. Sit on it and twirl, you fucking commies. The serenades are right about women. Death to the butt lords. Okay. And then Emma says, I'm gay. So let me look for the last we chat before this one was. Oh, he says, though Pink Floyd was wrong about one thing. We don't need the thought control. We definitely do. We do need thought control. So there you go, guys. That's the show we've got for tonight. As always, thank you for hanging out with me. I have a blast every night. It's always a fun time. We will have a show tomorrow. I'm not quite sure what it's going to be, but I don't know when I'm going to get a video out either because of this airport trip. That's going to take a minimum 5 hours out of my day. So we'll see what happens. But if I can get a short video out tomorrow, I will. Otherwise, we'll have short videos resuming on Friday. Live stream tomorrow and Friday. And we'll see you guys then. Uy says, peace. Peace. And Persona Non Grata says, hey, Nick, great show as always. Here's to peace and love. You too, guys. Catch you then. Peace. Peace.
Oh, he drinks a fair bit, but you realize that it just helps get his noggin jogging along. With his glass by his side and his kids asleep tight, we'll hear some law-splaining tonight. With his microphone muted, we'll laugh at this boomer until he explains it's all part of the plan. Watch his face become redder as he becomes meta, raging at idiots from Twitterland. From the white shores of Rant to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, his lady is fair, and she handles herself with the grace of one who has borne many children. As the wife of a lawman, she makes sure that he has the time and the place to provide for them there. So pour out an ardbeg, a bow, more of that frog. The spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear law-splaining tonight. From the white shores of Rant to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now. Oh, the guests are all plenty folks, from Doug T to Drexel. They bring their perspective and spice to the mix. But the reason we're here and the one that we cheer is the one who is showcasing us his career. Spirits flow as the ones who get unemployed. So pour out a glass for the tea post on Twitter as we hear law-splaining tonight. From the white shores of Rant to the hills of Glenlivet, there's no one who explains the law better than Nick. So pour out a glass for the ones who have passed to make the law what we have now.